morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason, happy hump day. What a crazy year. You know what? Everything's gone crazy. I've been doing radio for so long, and there were a few times where things were, financial crisis, crazy. COVID, crazy. But now it's different, isn't it? Because the doubt is there. Everybody's uncertain as to what is real, what isn't real, what is a bubble, what isn't a bubble. Seemingly crazy wars that never end. Today, the president, a couple of things. So, first, there are no talks. The president said that they are extending the blockade. Things that have not gone well, I guess, for the United States in that regard. Iran has commandeered several ships. Two of them, I believe, are in Iranian ports now. Another one is disabled in the Strait of Hormuz. At the same time, word is breaking that potentially it looks like that Iran may have gotten up to a dozen ships through the U.S. blockade. So we'll see how that goes. They're talking about extending this thing for 3 to 5 days. So, yeah, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get into Texas, but first, let me get through some stuff first. Right now, it appears, and this is going to be commonplace now. The Trump administration is now in advanced talks to bail out Spirit Airlines. We remember these things during the financial crisis, right? These are things that, it's an absolute emergency, right? It's the economy is going to come to a complete halt if we don't bail out the car companies, if we don't bail out the banks. I don't think anybody thinks, oh my God, Spirit Airlines, if they go out of business, the whole country is going to come apart. I mean, obviously, people that work at Spirit Airlines, that would be a bad thing, right? But when you talk about airlines, do you guys even mention Spirit Airlines? I mean, they're not. I don't even think they're in Phoenix, so I can't think. But you talk about American and United and Delta, and then maybe you talk about Frontier or Alaskan or JetBlue. Spirit? Well, apparently that is what looks like is going to happen. Nobody wants to give them any money, but apparently we may be in the process of rescuing Spirit Airlines. I will give you more information as it is available. And now, right now, the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, is testifying in front of the Senate panel on the budget request for 2027 and telling everybody why it is that we need to spend $1 billion. That's not a word, right? That's not $1 billion. It's only $1.5 trillion on defense. And yeah, so a lot of that happening. We'll see how it plays out. It does appear. Here's the things I know for sure. Iran definitely has seized multiple ships in the Strait of Hormuz, and that a third ship was under fire. I believe that third ship has been disabled, but don't quote me on that. Someone now is confirming that at least 2 fully laden Iranian oil tankers made it through the blockade. Earlier this morning, I was seeing reports of 10 to 12. At least for right now, there is 2 ships, at least they're saying, made it, Iranian oil ships that made it through the strait. Iran is saying the U.S. naval blockade, no different than bombing, and must be met with a military response. On top of that, oil prices still under control, still in the 90s, right? So not like it's horrible, but it's Wednesday, so we got oil inventories, and as I was warning you guys, big drawdowns. Crude stocks down 4 million. Gasoline stocks down 5.2 million. Diesel stocks down 4.6 million. So what we're seeing, and remember we were telling you, oil's one thing, but then you have to, it's the products side that's going to have the bigger problem. So you got these tankers. We told you they're coming. They're getting diesel. They're getting gasoline. Probably going to keep oil prices elevated no matter what happens. Blockade or not the blockade. Doesn't seem like it's going to matter much. We'll be back. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Let's take a quick look at the markets here. The Dow's up 350 points. Can't make it up. S&P up 50. NASDAQ up 200. The 10-year note unchanged, sitting right below 430. Crude oil moving higher, but not bad. You know, just below 93 on NYMEX. Brent crude 102. Unleaded gas. Wow, that was a big jump today, up about 15 cents, back up to almost 333. So gas prices went down like 20 cents here in Phoenix. Yeah, maybe you may want to fill up. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Gold is up today, up 25. Right? You know what? We're right where we were yesterday. A lot of big movement after we got off the air yesterday. At one point, I think gold was down like $150. Now right back here. Just below 47.50. Just below, I mean, right where we were yesterday. $20 gold pieces, keeping them here, $47.95. This such a big opportunity. Silver, $78. So it's actually up $1 from where it was yesterday. But when we look at this oil, by the way, exports of oil products. Okay, so this is not just crude oil, but you know anything oil related from the United States. We hit a new all-time record high as far as exporting oil products. Gasoline demand steady here. Most of this is obviously tankers leaving with gasoline. Another massive drought, 4 million barrels. So they're draining the SBR as fast as it will go. As it gets lower, when the SBR is full, our strategic oil reserve, you can pump 1 million barrels a day out of it. Can't do that now. It's not full. But down over 4 million barrels. So that is something, again, that's going to keep, whenever this is over, right, it's going to keep prices elevated. That's going to be one of the lasting effects of all of this. And then the Wall Street Journal saying that people in the know are laughing at the disconnect between the paper price. So I just told you, right? Paper price in oil, NYMEX, $92, right? Brent, 101, saying that these prices lack price discovery. Now, remember, this is what markets are for. All the markets we talk about, and I don't care if it's the price of Apple stock, a bushel of wheat, a barrel of oil, an ounce of gold, silver, copper. The markets are supposed to be conducting price discovery. That is their job. The central bank and the federal government gets involved when they don't like the price discovery that the markets are finding, right? So this is why, look at quantitative easing as a prime example. That is the Federal Reserve blocking price discovery. Why? Well, because we don't like the price they're going to discover. So we will make up money and buy it ourselves because we don't like, same thing with why is Japan buying all their bonds? Well, because we don't like the price the market is discovering. We'll see here. I don't know. This makes no sense, right? And Jason's talked about this in the past. Why is crude oil not $125 a barrel? I don't know. I can't tell you. It should be. Matter of fact, that is what a lot of people are starting to say. I guess we're going to find out. Either one of two things. Either we really don't need these 10 million barrels of oil that are allegedly off the market, or something else is afoot, but we will wait and see. Wow. Breaking here. Switzerland. So yesterday, I told you about China's silver demand. It was insane. The dumbest number I've ever, unsustainable number. 836 metric tons in a month. Almost 300% higher than it was the last March. Switzerland. This is really interesting. Gold exports skyrocket 30% month on month in March. By the way, Britain, where the London Gold Exchange is, shipments to the UK jumping to their highest level since last year. Right? What is that telling you? It's telling you that there's a lot more people buying gold than that are admitting to it. That's the cool thing about gold. You don't even have to tell people. Right? China, we know China lies. But China, we bought 5 tons. They may have bought 50. They don't have to say. Chinese exports to China up 18%. 56 tons of gold from Switzerland to the UK. You know what it was in February? It wasn't even 20. So let's put my conspiracy cap on here. Yesterday we find out that the Chinese imported almost 300% more silver in March than they did in February. Now we find out that the UK imported almost 300% more gold from February to March. Switzerland, the largest bullion refinery and transport hub. Of course, London, the largest, what we call over-the-counter gold trading hub, right? That's where the spot price derives from. Incredible numbers here, guys. And this is kind of like what we talked about with the money supply yesterday. Hey, we're just printing it. The money supply is growing by over $1 trillion a year. And the Treasury Secretary right now is testifying in front of the Senate panel as to why they need more. And then, what was it? Was it earlier this week or last week? Hank Paulson, the former Treasury Secretary, the Treasury Secretary during the financial crisis. Remember what he said? Most people don't even know there's a problem. Most people don't even know that people are already in countries, right? Sovereign wealth funds, hedge funds are questioning the U.S. Treasury market. Where was the flight to safety in the Treasury markets during this war? We haven't seen it, have we? Yields should be down, 375, something like that. They're at 430. There's no safety there. The world, doubt has already crept in. And I think what we're seeing here, especially with these numbers, remember what happened to gold and silver. Remember, they got hammered. Remember? I know you guys do. Joe, why isn't gold flying right now? Of course, we told you, liquidity stuff, but underneath that, we saw overwhelming demand. And this is why we keep telling you the second. And you know what? It's funny. I don't know. We may not even need if this goes on another month like this, I don't think clarity will even matter anymore. I don't. There is going to be an enormous rally, especially when you start seeing these deficit numbers come out. Yesterday, I saw that Costco or FedEx, UPS, Costco, all filing for tariff refunds. And it's not a good, that's $160 billion that no one was even talking about. That's got to get added to the debt on top of the Treasury's checkbook. Don't forget, we just had tax season. This is the highest the checkbook's going to be, and they're like, it's a lot lower than it's supposed to be. We're going to see a new head of the Fed that's going to bring back low interest rate policy despite what inflation will be. And on top of this, we are going to see quantitative easing it's already here, but make a really big comeback. And the realities are we're going to have a break the glass moment. I don't think it's going to be 2026. I think we get out of this year. I think break the glass is going to happen 2027, right? Leading up to the next presidential election, right? And then we're going to get some most likely some Democrat or whatever that's somehow going to fix everything. And you know what the funny thing is? You know what they're not going to address? Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security won't be addressed again, Jason.
Yeah, that's going to be an issue, isn't it? It's going to be an issue.
We'll deal with it next year. Oh, wait, how about another year? Yeah, wait, how about 5 more years?
Yeah, and we were heading into the next few years where these programs are most likely going to be seeing, like Social Security especially, Joe, man. What's going to happen that first year when they just start lowering the payments they give to these people, right, Joe? I was looking at a video of somebody who works for Jamie Dimon at his bank. It was a question and answer. Jamie Dimon was sitting there, and it's like, my sister works at your bank. She's $16.50 a month, and then she went over her budget, which is a pretty meager budget, and she was $547 below basic living costs. And she's like, would you tell me, Mr. Jamie Dimon, how is this going to work? Can you help this person out? I know what Jamie Dimon should have said. It's not his fault if the woman's having those issues. It's really not. But you are talking to a billionaire businessman, CEO of J.P. Morgan Chase, and literally someone's talking about one of his employees is $500 under on the bills. You get a senior citizen, you start cutting out the Social Security because it can't be paid. Then what, Joe? Medicaid, Medicare, you start chopping that up.
Everybody better get ready. $20 gold, $47.95. When we get back, we're going to shift it into Texas. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Wednesday. So some Texas coin updates. First, probably the one I have the least vision on, our meeting with the SEC, which was supposed to be Friday, they had to reschedule. Lawyer stuff, right? Oh, I can't make it, blah, blah, blah. That meeting, I believe, occurred yesterday. So I don't have any information, good, bad, or otherwise, on that. But when I do, you guys will be the first. Well, I guess you can't be the first. I'll be the first. But you'll be the next to know. But that is obviously, I think, the next big thing for a lot of people is going to be that clean bill of health that we're looking for from the SEC. On top of that, a lot of other big news happening. First, on Iskander, for those of you that are in Iskander, looks like somewhere on or around April 29th, we will be live on the exchanges for our second coin, Iskander. Some of you are going to be getting phone calls from Texas Coin. Those of you in Iskander, this is not a scam. They're going to just be asking you, verifying all the information is correct. Everybody should start, if things go right, those of you in Iskander will start seeing your Iskander coins on your dashboard, I think, on Monday. So you'll have Texas Coin and Iskander Coin showing on your dashboard. Right now, I'm told that each 100 hash is getting about 8 seats a day. So if you're looking at taking a risk and wanting to get into Iskander, right, same thing applies, $9.95, just like Texas Coin. Next, probably the biggest news, our first of the Layer 2 stuff is happening. Zero Chill Games is building games on the Texas Coin blockchain. The first game is set to be released somewhere around May the 9th. So here in the next few weeks, and for those of you, a lot of us listen, a lot of people, maybe you don't understand gaming and whatnot, but this is a big market. A lot of people pay a lot of money in their gaming, and if you have a good game, you're talking millions of dollars being spent. They are on track right now to have 5 or 6 more games coming online. We'll announce those as they happen. We don't want to. We've made mistakes in the past of getting ahead of ourselves. We will not do that this time around. But as soon as the game is out, I will let you guys know, and you can go and check that out. Also, Crypto U, we're in beta testing right now. This thing is really super cool. Really well done. This is our educational piece that a lot of you know, we have these, hey, once a week, twice a week, we talk about it on the air. We don't get into a lot of detail. Mike and Jason have their meetings. We have meetings here, and a lot of times it's hard because your issue or whatever you're not understanding may be specific to you, and you're in a meeting with 20, 30 other people, and you're just not getting what you need. Crypto U, I think, is going to really take those issues away. The cool part is it's free. There's no cost, obviously. But as you complete these lessons, as you learn more about cryptocurrencies, more about Texit Coin or Iskander, or more about the markets, right? Buying and selling in the exchanges, you actually will be able to earn hash power as you go along. So really cool stuff. As soon as it's out of beta testing, we'll give the website out, and you guys can go and check that out. And then, of course, the 4-coin mining, probably better than expected. That has gone very, very well. As we said, now we've gotten, 3-4 weeks under our belt. It is now a profitable. Every time we put more servers on, we make more money, which is kind of a neat thing. I don't know if you've noticed the mega hash. We've got it running so well now. We're up over 8 million mega hash, which is where we should be. The next 4 containers, I just got this from my buddy Steve Walsh. He's in charge of the installations of these mines. The groundwork is being done on the next 4 containers. So we're at the site. You got to get the power there, put the foundation down, right? Pour the pad, do all of that stuff. The timeline is likely a month for the rest of the facility to be built out. Okay, so we're looking at a month from today that the pad and all of this stuff, the power, blah, 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 everything's in place. And then about 3 weeks, we'll get the containers placed, the machines loaded and programmed. So right now, they're talking about end of May, early June. I'm going to probably say early June. We will have essentially 22 million mega hash up and running for Texit Coin, which is a huge milestone. So believe it or not, I know the price is low. A lot of good things happening for 800-951-0592. Again, $20 gold pieces. Super sale today, $47.95 at 800-951-0592. Not sure exactly what's going to happen with this situation with Iran, but it is something where a lot of people now are saying that something's wrong in the paper markets. Here we go again, right? We know about they have all these scandals, right? Every time the president says something, some guy makes hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know. We'll see. Be careful. I hate this. We need clarity. Eventually we'll get it. But gold and silver are going to be the winners of this ridiculous amount of spending the whole world is under, which is going to usher into digital money, which is why we've got to be involved. We got to learn it. We got to take our lumps a little bit. As far as price goes, August we have the meeting with the TSSB. That's the Texas Securities Board, and I think that's when we're going to get that last stamp, right, as to what it is that we are doing in Iskander. Everything is different now. Now that we have lawyers, everything goes to the lawyers. The comp plan goes to the lawyers. Legal goes to the lawyers, right? We're going to budgets go to the lawyers. We obviously the lesson here was how dare you, right, try to do something grassroots and not involve the government. I mean, right? I mean, that's really what we're talking about here. And you know what? We're going to play by the rules. We're going to dot the I's. We're going to cross the T's. And then once we get a clean bill of health from Texacoin, we'll move on. I do have this. For those of you, would there be a benefit? Jason, I'll ask you this. I can have the number 2, Tim Blake's the number 2 guy. I can have him come on the air and open it up, and people, you guys can ask him everything and anything. You can be as mean as you want. Ask all the hard. If you want to ask him instead of asking me or Jason, I can set that up. I can set that up for everybody. We could do something maybe where maybe we do a 2-hour deal and you guys can hear it straight from him because, obviously he knows more than I do. But I will tell you this. We have started yesterday. We had a Texas meeting in Tennessee outside of Nashville, and we're having them pretty much every other day, all the way to May 9th at the Polo event in Florida. And it's something where I think that we've got a really good story to tell since we've had all these setbacks. Right? The price is what it is. I don't know that we can move the price very much until the U.S. and Texas say, hey, you guys are good. Right? That probably makes a lot of sense. But he can go through all the things. And I guess the one good thing out of this, because there hasn't been many, but the one good thing, man, we've got a lot better at doing things. Look at the mining results every day. Your coin deposits every day. The 4-coin mining now. Texacoin pretty much now can run, I don't know, forever, I think, right? If the mines are profitable, they unless something changes, right? They're able to, and we've said this all along, we'd be able to pay the bills for a very long time. And now we're starting to have some of the Layer 2 come online. Obviously, it stinks with Texas because we were putting a lot of it and probably too many of our eggs in the Texas basket, right, Jason? I mean, we had developed relationships with hundreds of mayors in Texas, and now, of course, Texas is the one saying, hey, wait a minute. So if you guys think that'll be helpful, I will be more than happy to set that up. Jason, I'll ask you, what do you think?
Whatever the listeners want, I know that just from my observation, the energy towards Texas is kind of low. I don't know if it's really about hating Texas or liking Texas. It's just, it's because it's kind of where it's at. There's the interest has kind of ebbed a little bit, but I think if you put them on the air, I mean, people want to ask questions. We'll see what kind of people we pull out and get questions answered, because I know people still care about it, Joe. They do want it to succeed. So we could probably put someone on and put the man on, right? We could put.
All
the
right,
man on.
you know what? I'll work on it. I'll get the man on just to see if it helps. Because, like I said, I want everybody to know as much as possible so they can be educated about it. And I will say this: I'm pretty excited about what's happening, what's coming, and then on top of it, whether we like it or not, the changes that we've been forced to make needed to be made. Right at the end of the day, we live here in the U.S. and we want to be in good graces. So that is exactly what's happened. But that's the update for today. When I have more news again every week, we'll continue to provide those updates for you. But some really good stuff we're working on now. The foundations are getting ready to go in for the new mines, and our first game getting ready to be released on Layer 2. And the Iskander all moving forward. Patriot Radio News Hour will be back right after the break. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason wrapping up this Wednesday. And again, no real change in the situation in the Middle East. Iran is now saying that several of their fully laden tankers made it through the blockade. At the same time, the Iranians have taken possession of 2 ships. Of course, the United States has taken possession of some of the Iranian ships. A third ship appears to have taken fire and is now not moving within the Gulf. And Iran saying that the U.S. naval blockade no different than bombing and will be met with military response. Blah, 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 blah. And let's not forget, are we going to be bailing out companies now? It appears that the Trump administration is nearing a rescue deal for Spirit Airlines, starting with a $500 million loan that would give the federal government a potentially large equity stake. So think about this, right? We bought into a bunch of miners, right? We bought into, I think, a shipbuilding company. Now we're going to buy an airline. Yeah.
That's what Japan did. So Japan owns everything on their stock market. Their government. Their government owns the stock market. So, hey, when your debt to GDP looks like Japan's, you start to buy all the companies.
The president would love for somebody to buy Spirit, but apparently nobody wants to buy it. Maybe that's a sign, right? I'm just saying.
It's a Japanese sign.
Right? I'm like, and it's not like, oh my God, it's $20 billion. I mean, we're going to start with obviously $500 million is a lot of money, but I mean, it's not like you got to spend $5 or $10 billion. Yeah, there's no, for a lot of these hedge funds, $500 million is a rounding error. They're like, yeah, no. Have you seen the financials for that company? No, thanks.
Can't we just let a company fail? You let the company. You remember when you could just have a company fail and the market would absorb it and be stronger for it? But no, I guess we're in the day and age that you got to print all the money.
The other airlines, I'm mad as HE double hockey sticks. Don't let them go under. My business is going to get better without them.
I have a feeling it has something. If this airline can't fail, it must have something to do with the other airlines, Joe. That's how. I don't know how they're connected.
Something,
but
right?
I'm guessing there's
Maybe
a very
it's Boeing, right? Because this was a spinoff of Boeing back in the day. So
just look up the list of.
I think you're right.
Look up the list of who owns Spirit Airlines. Which, if you can find that, the biggest owners of Spirit Airlines. And why do I get the feeling maybe United Airlines or something might be in there? Someone might be in there. After State Street and Vanguard and BlackRock, you might have United Airlines under there, right? Or Frontier. Hey, don't.
Yeah, well,
you can't kill a little buddy. Don't kill the little buddy.
M&G, the Citadel, PIMCO, UBS, Arena Capital, and others are listed as the largest shareholders. So, nice job, guys.